Hello there, welcome back for another Sharalee Uncut. I've had so many requests to do minimal makeup videos, and I have done several, so I'll create a playlist and link that down below. But today I thought would be perfect to do another kind of minimal makeup look because I just have a couple of uneventful errands to run today. I need to go to the post office and UPS store to return some Amazon things. So I thought, let me just slap on a little makeup. I'll bring you along. We are gonna try a couple of new things, and then I have some interesting things that I've been testing out that I thought would be fun to share with you. So as always, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Be sure you also give this video a thumbs up. YouTube is continuing to change the rules of how they share your video, or I should say the algorithm. And I know you all don't love when I link the products through YouTube because it puts things up on the screen and just interferes with things. Well, when I don't do that, YouTube doesn't share my videos very much with people who might be interested in my channel. So yes, there's all kinds of things. But if you give this video a thumbs up, it lets YouTube know that you like this kind of material and you want to see more from me. So next, actually I should go back. I used the Smashbox 24-Hour Intensified Eyeshadow Primer. Now I'm going to go in with a brand new product. I just got this yesterday from the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale, and it is this new Stila Heaven's Dew Gel Lip Oil, and the shade I have is Kitten Karma. If you've been around it all for years, Stila has always incorporated kitten or Kitten Karma in many of their products. Now this one, look at it, how it looks in the packaging. Isn't that so pretty? Kind of like a rose gold, but you can see it's pretty sheer. And I feel like the consistency, it has this big old doe foot applicator. The consistency is a little thicker at first, and then it says it melts into a lip oil on your lips. And I wore this when I walked Gracie this morning, and I felt like it did give good hydration, but I don't feel like there's enough sparkle to where this is something I'm going to be like, ooh, let me put on a pretty sparkly gloss and go out for the day. So, but my lips definitely need some hydration. So we'll put that on. And now for foundation, I have a fun thing that I've been dying to use on camera. And it's something that's not new to the market, but it was new to me when Almay, how do you say that, sent me 3 shades of their Ageless Smart Shade Foundation. Have you ever tried this? This is the funnest thing ever. So I'm going to swatch on the back of my hand. I've not done this yet to see if it actually makes a big difference of what shade you select. But what this is it is a white foundation. So it goes on white and then, see, white, and then it changes and adapts to your skin tone. But it comes in multiple colors, so it is helpful to choose one that's close to your skin tone. But if you're somebody who really struggles to find the right foundation shade, I mean, look at that. Isn't that the coolest thing ever? So that was the shade Light Medium 200. I think this is going to be the shade I use today. I have a little bit of Sunless Tanner on. Fun fact, well, you're not going to be able to see it much on camera unless I do this, but I have my little Sunless Tanning tattoo. Don't freak out. Some of you are like, tattoo, what? I'm using a sticker when I apply these Sunless Tanners so I can see more clearly how the depth of color each one gives. So yeah, it's a whole process. All right, let me swatch these other 2 and then I'll show them to you and we'll see if there is a big difference. So I also have shade 100, which is light, and shade 050, which is fair. All right, so let's see if there's a significant difference in how it adapts to my skin tone. So you'll know, actually, well, there is a difference between fair and light medium. Let's see what, I'm like, what finger did I use to smooth that out? Let's not change the results here. Okay, so, and there is light. All right, so you can see a difference. Here's the light, medium, light. Actually, I might be more in the light and then fair. So just a smidge of a difference. So you want to choose one that's close to your skin tone, but I love it that it kind of adapts for you. So let's use 100 light today, and let's just see. Hopefully this will be a good color choice. All right, and I'm gonna use BK Beauty 101 brush. I did recently just wash all my brushes. I did use this yesterday though. So, all right, so I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna, okay, we're just gonna leave those white dots on there. And then I think this would be a fun thumbnail to show how it changes colors. Isn't that just so fun? Now, this does not have sunscreen in it. I do already have my skincare on, and I'm trying out a couple of new skincare brands. I will be sharing my total thoughts with you soon, but I have sensitive skin, so I have to go in very slowly when I'm trying new skincare. Look at that. Isn't that just so nice? And it just conformed beautifully to my skin tone and blended in seamlessly. So with skincare, I really have to be careful how quickly I move into a new regime or regimen, I should say, regimen. And the skincare that I have on today is one of two that I've been testing, and it's the brand Bubble. Have you seen this? I saw it on Ulta's website and ordered. I have on the serum. What is this? The Water Glide. This is hyaluronic acid and peptide serum. And then also the Cloud Surf. It says it's a water cream moisturizer. And then the sunscreen is the tinted, it's +1 tinted mineral sunscreen. And it's just a very light tint. I mean, I have it on up there and you can see it has just a light tint, but so far I've been quite impressed. My best friend told me, oh yeah, that's the skincare brand that her young daughter, who is I think in 5th grade, her and all of her friends were asking their parents to try. Apparently it's kind of the hip brand with the youngsters. So I guess it's good that they're starting young, right, with skincare, taking care of their skin. And it's also good because that brand is relatively inexpensive. So I'm excited. And then the other brand that I've been trying a few things from is the brand Timeless. I am loving their vitamin C serum. It's really amazing. And I think the pricing on that one as well is a lot less expensive than most of the vitamin C serums. So I'll stay tuned. I'll keep you posted, but I wanted to let you know what I already had on my skin. So, I mean, isn't that just, it blended in so well. And I have had really good stay power with this foundation. So it has moisture, but it doesn't make my skin feel greasy, my thin. I'm not sure what you're gonna get today. I'm in a little bit of a crazy mood today, so we'll see how this goes. All right, for today's look, I pulled out a palette that I've been using over the last week several times for kind of more of a lighter look. It's the Dominique Essential palette. I had forgotten about this, saw it in my collection a while back, and I thought, I forgot, this is a great palette, and it is still available on Sephora, and Sephora is going to be having their sale soon. So, you know, you're going to be making your list. I'm going to begin with the Sigma E50, and I'm using this shade in the center. It's called Positivity. So when I'm doing a minimal makeup look, several of the steps that I always do on a daily basis, I keep the same just because it's kind of habit, and I feel like it builds a nice foundation for where I want to go. So I am going to do shimmer on the lid today. It's going to be a little bit more than a no makeup look, but I have several of those. So if you're a no makeup kind of girl, again, check the description box down below. I'll have some links to videos for you. But I'm going to go in next with Rougher, what do I want? The Rougher 15 Max, I think. And now I'm just going to do a combination of these two. My shirt, you can't really see, but it has a little bit of pink in it. So we're going to tie in some pink and brown today. So I'm going to just kind of dip my brush. This is the Rougher 15 Max. I've been trying to put together my favorite brushes. I'm going to be doing a brush series of videos, probably 3 videos or so. And I think what I'm going to do is break it out by brand. and just kind of share with you my top favorites, because I do get questions so often. Well, which brush should I buy? And I know there are so many options out there on the market, and even within each brand, like Rougher, they have been so amazing of continuing to create new brushes. So it's just hard to know which brush to choose, and should you get the whole set or not, and which brand is best. So I am working on putting that together, so stay tuned. But as you can see, I'm just putting a little bit of this all through the crease. Now, sometimes I will, do the extra step of putting concealer all over my eyelid, but I just sometimes don't feel like doing that extra step and taking the extra time. So I'm just going to do this today and just put a decent amount through the crease. Blended. I mean, that was pretty easy, right? Pretty effortless. And then one of my absolute favorite shades to wear all over my lid is this kind of a shade. It's not quite gold, it's not quite rose gold, it's somewhere in between, but it just has enough of like a peachy pink that it looks so brightening and makes my eyes look wide awake. I had somebody comment on a recent video saying I don't have hooded eyes. They said that I don't have hooded eyes because we can see your lid when you're looking straight forward. And I thought, well, part of that is because I've tricked you by how I apply my eyeshadow. So putting a shimmery eye color all over the lid, or a bright matte. If you're not into shimmer, you could do this, something like that, all over your lid. And then you can see on this eye, which is more hooded, I'm bringing that shadow up just a little bit, so it tricks you into thinking that you can see my whole lid, when really you can't. All right, and then I'm going to put my palette down for a moment. We're gonna do a little bit of liner. Yes, I usually do liner on a minimal makeup day. It's just what makes me feel most comfortable and confident as I'm going out and about. You can skip liner if you're not into that. But I wanted to show you a trick that I've been doing since I shared the no water lining video. If you haven't seen that, I'll link it. I'm going to use my BK Beauty. This is the 208 brush, the tiny, tiny, tiny angled brush. And I'm using my Dalton, what is this one called? This Colors Everything Automatic Eyeliner, and this is the shade Cocoa. So I've done this with dark brown. In that video, I think I did black. So I'm going to actually first curl my lashes with my Rougher eyelash curler. And I told you this would be all over the place, but this is kind of what happens to me when I'm kind of doing something quick and in a little rush and I don't have anything like super intricate to do. I'm kind of all over the place. So you get to be all over the place with me today. All right, now I'm going to take that brush with that little bit of liner, and I'm being careful to stay off of my waterline, just going into the roots of my lashes on this eye. I'll explain in a moment. So I'm doing, when I did that waterline video, I showed two different techniques, two other options instead of putting liner on your waterline or your inner rim. And as a result, I got done and I thought, wait, I kind of like how it looks with having one technique on one eye and the other on the other, because I have uneven eyes, and it just somehow evened things out. So I'm gonna do that. I've been actually doing this quite a lot lately. So I put it into the roots of my lashes on this eye, and then I'll take the liner and do just a tiny little smudge. I've also used a liquid liner instead of pencil here on the outer edge, and that I might even resort to that today. We'll see. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this and then go back with that brush, and I'm going to just kind of smudge out a little bit, or blend out, I should say. Go into, and I'm kind of meeting about halfway, not quite halfway on this eye, but just filling in the area where my eye starts to go down. going out this direction. I get a lot of questions of why do I extend my eyeshadow here or liner? And part of that has to do with just creating an illusion that my eyes are actually a little bit bigger. Also gives a little more lift on the outer corner. You don't have to do that if that's not what you want to do. All right, and then on this eye, I am not going in the inner rim. Instead, I am just going here above the lashes and sticking as close to the lash line as possible. But this is my eye that is a little more open and less hooded, also a little more downturned. So I have to kind of even up my lash line. And so by lining above the lashes, just really close into the roots of the lashes still, but by lining above here, it kind of evens everything out. It was kind of one of those happy accidents. Didn't really intend on it working so well, but it did. Now, I would love to know if you've noticed anything different with lighting or camera angles here in this video. I recently picked up a new ring light mirror that I am in love with. It is the brand Elios, and I'll show you the other. I purchased the ring light with the mirror and the stand for filming and also for my daily makeup application. And then you've probably seen people using this mirror that has the light up mirror down here, really nice. And then it has 10 times magnification up here. So I've been enjoying that, but this is the brand and it's Makeup by Mario. He's developed these mirrors, but the ring light is smaller than what I was using before, and it has a mirror that sets in it. But if I'm filming, I have to take the mirror out. So I have my other mirror over here. This is the Ricky Loves Ricky. So I wanted to mention it, first of all, just in case you notice that I am looking off kind of to the side. This is my first time doing makeup and a video together with this new mirror. So let me know. I did keep my old ring light just in case this was not a good fit. But I have to tell you, the mirror that comes on this ring light is the clearest mirror I've ever used, and it flips around, and on the other side I think it's like 3 times magnification, might even be 5, I don't know. So you can flip it around, do your brows or eyes, and then flip it back and see your whole face. It has multiple lighting settings. I don't know, I'm a big fan. All right, now let's see here. I need to actually smooth this out or wing this out just a little. All right, I'm talking too much. You're probably like, Sharalee, is this supposed to be minimal makeup? How long does it take? Well, you know, we're just friends having some fun doing makeup. I'm gonna go back to our palette and do a little combination of this brown. This is slightly darker than what we have in the crease, and then the black. And the black in this palette, I feel like is not super jet black, but it's a little softer. So I just like to go over that liner, and I'm using this is the Sigma, what is this one? The E15, also the Morphe M432 is the exact same brush pretty much. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here, and it just sets everything in place and fills in, you know, any gaps in the liner. So if you're not good at doing a perfectly straight line of liner, I'm not either, or I don't want to take the time to do that every morning. This is a great way just to kind of fix any goofs that you might have made. Now I am going to do a little bit on the lower lash line. I've been doing this as well. I think I'm going to use the Dalton This Colors Everything in bronze. So this is just slightly softer because it has a metallic finish, or I shouldn't say metallic, that kind of scares you when you're up on the eyes, but it just has a little bit of some glow to it. I'm just gonna do that about halfway. These pencils are super, super soft, so you're not tugging on your eyes at all. And then I do still like to set these in place. You don't have to, but Again, kind of a similar reason as on the upper lash line. I just like to use a little shadow in my brush just to kind of smooth everything out, make sure it's well blended. So I'm going to go in with this shade, which does have a little bit of some glow. Again, just staying under the lashes, going right over the top of that liner. And then we can clean up underneath afterwards and finish up with, I do have a new concealer corrector that has become, I'm seeing a lot of people using. I was really curious about myself, so we'll use that. Let me take a look at the eyes. Okay, so I like to go back at this point with, what brush do I like to go back in? I like to go in, let's use the rougher 01 Mini. And now I like to go in with just a little bit of this, maybe a hint of the black, like that. And I just do this. And this is something else I get questions about as well. And again, it's creating the illusion that the crease of my eye starts a little higher than it really is. As a hooded eye person, you probably understand if you have hooded eyes. So just adding, see how that gives a little bit of a lift here. Yeah. I love that makeup can be used just to create those little tiny illusions. It's not like having surgery, but it's just something on a daily basis that makes me feel better. So you do what makes you feel better. All right. So yes, this is probably more than most of you do if you're going to do minimal makeup. But if I'm going to be out and about, I enjoy the process. So what can I say? All right, let's clean up under the eyes. And I'm going to use some almond oil. I recently did makeup for a new friend that I met, and she was asking me where I get these bottles. This is the Too Faced Plump and Prime bottle that I used up all the product and have repurposed it to hold my Now Solutions almond oil. So in case you have been curious about that, I felt like those bottles were way too beautiful to throw away. All right, let's clean up under the eyes there. So the next video after this should be the video of me doing her makeup. Her name is Irene. She's 74, and I won't share any more because I don't want to spoil it, but that was something that I was working on earlier this week. We had fun together. So Irene, if you're watching, hello. All right, let's toss that. And now I'm just going to tap out the oil. If you've never used almond oil, I've heard from so many of you that have started doing this and you feel just like I have, that it is a game changer with how your concealer looks. It just adds that nice extra bit of hydration, but it doesn't sit on top of your skin. It sinks in really well. All right, new color corrector concealer. This is the Caloray. It's called Hideaway Brightening Under Eye Color Corrector. So this has some hydration. I feel like this is the one that's supposed to be has some almost like, what does it say? Bright eyes in a bottle and smoothing, lightweight hydration, color correcting magic. So it's almost supposed to be enough to where you don't have to use concealer after, maybe. I found that I still need a little bit, but it does come in different shades. So the shade I chose was Golden Hour. And let's just apply and I'll show you. Nice, kind of smallish doe foot applicator. I have learned that I don't need a little, if you go in with too much, it's going to be too much. So a little bit, you can see it's pretty peachy. So for my under eye circles, peach works better than pink. So I'm just going to tap this in with my fingers and we'll talk about the weather. I heard from somebody just today saying that it was really super cold in Western Pennsylvania right now. And I thought, oh, you don't want to know what I'm looking at out my window. I think it's like 76 degrees right now. And our nectarine tree is in full bloom. It's so beautiful. It's my favorite thing in our backyard right now. Our roses they have their new growth, but I have not gotten any blooms yet. So those will be coming soon. I'll probably share some outside footage soon, either here or on Instagram. Okay, do you see that? I mean, the first time I put this on, I was like, holy cow, wait, it's like they're gone. And you know, even though it's peach kind of toned, I don't feel like I necessarily need concealer to overcome the peachiness. You know, some color correctors look odd if you don't put concealer over them. So you could definitely, if you have kind of light to medium darkness, but what I have found is I still, like when I look down and in person, I can still see some darkness here. So I go in with a little bit of concealer. I've been using different ones. Today, I think I'm going to use my Natasha Denona concealer. What colors am I need to pick up a new shade during the Sephora sale. So I'm going to do a combination of YP8 and YP3 because I really need YP5. So this is going to, I'm just going to do a couple dots of, this is YP8. And this is kind of my full summer shade. So yes, the Sephora sale is coming up April 5th for VIB or Rouge members, I should say. And then I think it's April 9th. It starts for everybody else and it goes through the 15th. So start creating your shopping list now. I do have an idea for a video that I'm planning to do kind of a, well, I won't spoil it, but I do have some recommendations coming and I'm going to do it, I think, in a unique way. So just using the BK Beauty A506 brush to tap out that concealer and blend that in. I do love Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. Still one of my top favorites. I do continue to try others, but if you want a really thin concealer that is not going to cake up under your eyes, definitely check this one out. Now, you still don't want to go in with too much product. I have seen some people try this and they use way too much. The thinness of it is deceiving, but okay, let's just go in. Do I need any more? No, I think I'm good. All right. Now for contour today, I was debating whether I was going to do any contour and I feel like I need to do just a little bit. That's just what I do. I do sometimes, you know, just slap on a bronzer and go, but I do just that extra level of comfort. I do love to have a little bit of some contour. I'm going to dip back into the Patrick Ta one. I have the shade She's Sculpted. I'm just going to use a little bit of the cream today. I feel like this is super fast and I don't have to spend much time blending. Using the BK Beauty 107 brush for this and just adding a little bit of some definition here under the cheeks and under the chin. You may be looking at my hair going, what did she do today? If you saw my Instagram reel recently, I have been testing out the NuMe flat iron and I have been so impressed. So I've just been having fun trying to push it to its limits, see how much I can do with it. And all of these wavy curls were done with that flat iron, not the curling iron. So I've been really, really happy with it. And if you also saw my salon visit video, this is really not a sponsored video for Sharalee's channel. You know, I want to make sure, because I know some of you don't have notifications on and you just watch whatever video YouTube recommends to you next from my channel. So sometimes you may have missed some of these. That's why I like to remind you. But my salon visit, I was talking about, am I growing out my pixie? Should I grow out my pixie? Many of you are weighing in on that. And the truth of the matter is I'm not going to be growing it out to here or even maybe even to here. I'm just letting it have some extra length to give you all some different options with your pixies. And then I know when summer hits and it's 110, 115 degrees here, yeah, the scissors are coming out. So Kristen's scissors, not mine. All right, let's move on. I'm going to do a little highlighter today using the Flight 70 Glow Back Lucent Light. I've had this for a while. I used it a couple of times, but I have forgotten to show you on camera. So I want to use this. The shade is Just Like Heaven. I love it. It is a cream highlighter, but do you see it just makes the skin look slightly wet. It's such a beautiful formula, and Flight 70 has sent me several things off and on. They also have some new sheer lip balms that maybe I'll do a reel or a short. I know many of you have asked that I do YouTube shorts because you're not on Instagram. So I'll do something like that to swatch them all. But their line is geared for mature ladies, and I love their bronzer. What is it? Color Back bronzer. I've showed that before. I almost pulled that out today, but I thought, no, I'll use some other products that I have talked about or wanted to try. So there you go. You see, it just very subtle. It just looks light, but it does not emphasize texture. And I love that. I absolutely love it. Okay. Let's go ahead and add a little powder because I think I'm done with cream products right now. So one of my favorite powders with this Almay foundation has been the Honest Beauty powder. And I have a brand new package. This is what the new packaging looks like. Still the same formula. They just updated the outside. Oh, I did peel off the seal on the inside, but I hadn't actually popped it open. All right, and I'm going to use just a powder puff here and press that into the skin. Make sure I don't have any foundation sitting in my wrinkles there. But do you see it? I mean, obviously I've powdered, so it looks even more perfected, but I've just really been impressed by that Almay concealer or foundation. There we go. All right, and then I am going to pull out my Dalton Refocus palette. I don't feel like I can do my makeup without that palette now. So I've heard from so many of you that were able to pick up my little pink box. For those of you who missed out, I am sad to say it will not be restocked again. So they restocked it. It's been in stock 3 times now. And every time you all have shocked us and you've bought it, sold it out faster than anybody expected. So I appreciate so much your support with that little box. But the good news is all of these products are available individually, and you can use my code Sharalee25 for 25% off. And so it's not quite as good of a discount if you bought the box, but it's still a discount. And this is the Afterglow Refocus palette. So I'm going to use just a combination of this with the bronzer. And this just is my quick way to perfect the cheeks, and the tones just add a little warmth to my skin. And actually the video where I introduce my little pink box has me using just this as my eye products and everything, and that was a very, very minimalist makeup look. So check that one out if you haven't seen it. Now, this would be a great blush shade, but I want to use a different one. I purchased this, but I don't think I've worn it on my face yet. It's by Almay also. They only have, I think, like 3 colors of blush, maybe 4. They're so beautiful. I don't hear anybody talk about these. This is the Healthy Hue blush. And what shade is this? I don't know. I'll link it down below. But this is the pink one. It does have glow in it, but it's not shimmery. It's so beautiful, very pigmented. I'm gonna go in with my E4. I mean, look at that. Isn't that amazing? The other color I have is kind of more of a cinnamon, toasty cinnamon color. Really pretty. All right, let's see here. And I'm noticing I've got some creasing under the eyes. Gotta take care of that, and then we will powder under there, but just applying a little bit of blush there. And that Flight 70, I'll show you how that goes over the top of powder too, but I feel like I can still see a little bit of glow. Not much, not as much as was there before I powdered, right? All right, let's press out our little creases here. And for today, what do I want to do? I've been using my Dalton pink powder to death under my eyes. Let's go back to another one of my favorites. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever. This is the Micro HD Ultra Finishing Powder. And I'm using a damp sponge. And this sponge is from Rougher. It is so soft and squishy. I really like this. I had never tried any of these before. I think it's relatively new to their line, like in the last, I don't know, few months or so, but I really, really like those sponges. Okay, and I'm just putting a little bit in my hand and applying with the damp sponge, and that just helps it not look as dry. Just put a little bit, now this is a finishing powder, so once you use a finishing powder like this one, if you try to top it with other powder products, sometimes it doesn't stick as well, because this kind of puts a nice layer to kind of seal everything in. So, all right, let's go back to our cheeks. I'm just going to add a little bit of this just so you can see how it sits on the top of powder. I've done this before and I felt like it worked just fine, but we'll see. Yep, it does. Okay, I really like that. All right. Oh, sorry, puppy. I got a puppy under my desk. I didn't know she snuck in. Sorry, sweet girl. You can go back to sleep. Yes, you can go back to sleep. All right, for brows, I've been using my IT Cosmetics brow pencil in Universal Taupe, partly just to use it up. Like, do you see I have like that much left? And then this is the original one. What's this one called? Just Brow Power. And then I bring in my micro pencil just for kind of the front portion. So let's see, this might be a good point to pull in my little mirror here so I can get a little closer. I need to be a little closer. I'm not going to do the 10 times magnifying just yet. How does this look? I don't know. So, but I've still been really enjoying my CoverGirl one as well. But as my highlights are growing out and more of my dark hair is showing, I feel like my brows can handle a little more color sometimes. So I still switch it up every now and then, but my next hair appointment is in a couple weeks and it is a color appointment. So I'm really excited for that. All right, let's see here. So I feel like this is a pretty quick fill in for me, especially when I'm just doing, you know, minimal makeup, trying to get out the door fast. But if you've never tried the IT Brow Pet products, I think they're really great. And another one of those kind of helpful tools if you're lost of what shade to buy for your brows, because this Universal Taupe shade, now they have come out with some other shades, Universal Brow, Universal like Auburn or something. I'm like, I tried the Universal Blonde and I did like it. It was slightly lighter, but what was interesting is I did not have that pencil for more than a couple of months and it was sitting in my drawer. I had only used it a few times. It dried out so fast. So I don't know what would be the difference for that color than the Universal Taupe, but I've had this one that I'm using for a lot longer than a couple months and it's just fine. So a little tidbit there for you. All right, let's get this brow done. So hopefully wherever you are, Your weather is starting to show signs that spring is coming. Unless you're on the opposite side of the hemisphere, then I know you're starting to see some signs that maybe winter is coming. So I know our seasons are all getting ready to change, but we've had the most interesting early, well, I should say late winter, early spring. This year, I feel like it stayed cool and cloudy, and we have had a lot of rain longer, but then all of a sudden, we've had a nice warm up and everything is blooming. There were some wildflowers growing along the highway. It's going to be a beautiful spring. So I'm excited for that. I always love when everything gets green and flowers bloom. My favorite time of year here before all the summer heat hits. All right, I'm spending way more time than I probably would on a normal minimal makeup day. But hey, you know, I'm on camera doing minimal makeup, right? Oh, all right. I think we're pretty good. I didn't even need to bring in my micro brow pencil today. We're just gonna leave it like that. We'll add a little, I do still add a little brow gel, the ABH Clear Brow Gel. I just like to quickly, I think it softens everything up just a little. And that way, if I get a little heavy-handed, I can take down some of the extra pencil. All right, that's pretty good. I start getting a little perfectionism kicking in here, right, with brows. I don't know. It's always one of those things when I'm running late and I never get my brows on correctly, and I'm always like, oh, but it, you know, could throw off the whole look, right? If our brow is not straight. Oh goodness. Okay. What do we have here? All right. Here we go. Okay. For mascara. Oh, I was gonna pull out another, that's all right. I do have a mascara that's already open. Let's just continue using this. I'm gonna use this mascara from Swede, and I believe, what is this called? Cloud Mascara. And I've really been enjoying this. And I'm gonna pair it with the Lancome Stils Booster XL. This is the priming mascara from Lancome. And this is one that does have lash growth benefits in it as well. The Dior one does, and my old favorite, Origins, they don't make that one anymore. That one also had lash growth benefits in it. So those of you who've asked if I use any kind of lash serum, I don't. I've tried a few, and actually Swede, this brand, sent me one of their lash serums, and I used it a couple nights, and it always scares me with using lash serums, and my eyes are so sensitive. So what I end up doing is using them on my brows to grow in my brows, and they work great on brows. So a little tip for you. But they did also send me this mascara and a couple of lip liners, and I've been really enjoying the lip liners as well. I think the packaging's beautiful, and I hadn't really heard anything from this brand until they contacted me. And I mean, do you see how long it makes the lashes look? And I feel like it doesn't just add length. Obviously, I did add the primer, but I feel like this does build some volume too. The bristles are those short, kind of stubby plastic ones, which sometimes can feel a little pokey on your eyes, but this one has not bothered me at all, so that's a good sign. And this is also a mascara I've been able to wear on my lower lashes and not have issues of it smudging. And I don't feel like this one has flaked at all. I'll keep a closer eye on it today and put a note across the screen if I've noticed any extra flakiness or anything today. But I've really enjoyed this. So it's always fun to try new brands of beauty products out there, and especially when there are some new favorites, new hits. All right, let's Again, this is not no makeup makeup. If it was, we would just have one really soft, thin layer of mascara on. Now, one misconception, that term gets thrown around a lot here on YouTube, and people use that just to mean non-colorful makeup, like just, you know, real neutral tones, that kind of thing. But true no makeup makeup is actually one of the hardest makeup looks for a makeup artist to do. And it also is one of the most time consuming. And it's layers and layers of makeup. I got some mascara on my lid. So I believe Lisa Eldridge did a very in-depth explanation and demonstration of a true no makeup makeup look, like what you see in ads on TV when somebody's just getting out of bed and they look just beautiful, like they're naturally have perfect skin and beautiful dark lashes. That is a no makeup makeup look that a makeup artist has truly slaved over. So I don't know about you, but most people, when they say they want a no makeup makeup look, they want a look that takes like 5 minutes and it's 3 products and out the door. So if that's you, maybe you pick 3 of your favorite products that I show you today and slap them on, get out the door. But I also, one reason why I don't do these kinds of looks or no makeup makeup or minimal makeup looks too often is because I feel like basically the principles are the same. Yes, maybe I'm using a different brand or something, but I'll tell you right now, there is no secret product that is going to, like one product you're going to put on your face and look perfect and be able to go out the door, and that's the secret to no makeup makeup. I know Jones Road and other brands like that have some products that they advertise that are kind of like that, but from what I've been seeing, I don't think there is a miracle product out there that maybe if you have beautiful, perfect skin, you can just slap that one product on and go. But that's not going to be me. So there you have it. Now I should address really quickly, I've had several requests to do a Jones Road makeup review. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to refer you to Angie Hot and Flashy. She has done now 2 videos on Jones Road makeup. And I really trust Angie's reviews on things. And she has more mature skin than I do even, but we have similar tastes. One of her favorite foundations is mine. And Jones Road is a very expensive brand. And I don't have $350, $400 to spend on makeup that I just know is not going to work for my skin. So I'll refer you to her channel and go check out her review on it. All right, my lips feel very nicely moisturized. There's still product there, but I'm going to tap it off. And yes, I do still have mascara up there, but let's apply a little. And again, one thing I actually do on a minimal makeup day, even if I'm running out the door, I'll apply a little bit of MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, because you can see just have very uneven lip lines. And there's just something about doing this that allows me to apply whatever lip color. I can use a lighter lip color, gloss, whatever I want. And I just feel like it's a little more perfected. And I don't know, just one of those comfort level things for me. So I'm gonna apply that, and I'll talk about my lip combination that I pulled out. So I have shown, I did a whole swatch video or swatch portion of a video on the Ravi Beauty. These are the Effortless Lips, and I pulled 2 colors out. I think I'm gonna do Dahlia today. I think this is the color I wanna do, but I do also love for a minimal makeup day. Lily is also beautiful. So let's just we'll see. I haven't quite decided between those two, but I'm going to apply the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Icon Baby. This is one of her new shades, and I've worn this in several of my recent videos with the Icon Baby lipstick. And so many of you are asking what I have on my lips. And you'll see this is a little lighter pink than even Pillow Talk. Has a slight little peachy tone to it. And this is the heart of these uncut videos where I'm like, how do I talk and do lip liner at the same time? I was doing Irene's makeup and I was doing her lip liner and I asked her a question. I said, wait, that's like the dentist asking you a question with his hands in your mouth and you're like, I can't answer. So we had a good laugh about that. All right. Let's see here. All right. There you go. So I didn't fill in all of my lips with that, but you can see it's real close to my natural lip color. So this is definitely like my lips but better color. And it has more peachy tones than Icon. No, Iconic Nude. That was the color. That sounded wrong. What was that? Okay. Oh dear, decisions. Okay. Let me show you these. Again, I've swatched these in a previous video. So there's Dahlia. And I love Review Beauty was started by Allie Glines. And I'm so excited. I know she's talked about having more products being released. You know what? I think, oh dear. I'm between the two shades. You know what? Let's do Dahlia. Because I like a little extra color sometimes. So these go on very sheerly if you want, or you can layer them up and get a full-on lipstick color without the lips feeling gooey. That is what I think is so unique about this product. And they are hydrating, but they don't bleed past your lip lines. Yep. I think that was the perfect choice. So that was built up a little bit. It can even go a little more opaque than this, but I love pairing these with a lip liner and I feel like I get good stay power through the day. All right, let's finish up. I'm going to add a little bit, add some earrings here and fluff out the hair again, or I should say fix the hair. It's amazing how much you end up pushing your hair back out of place and then it kind of looks a little strange. Okay, let's see. Oh, let's not forget, if you're following along, don't forget to clean up your mascara smudges. And I don't put any makeup remover or anything on my Q-tip. You just very gently rub on the skin. Mascara is not formulated to stick to skin, just a little tidbit there. So that is why generally once it is dry, it will flake off pretty easily. So that's just a little tidbit. All right, let's see here. The inner corner of my eyes, I feel like I could use a little bit of some shine. Let's go back to this. I don't know, this might be a little too pink. Yeah, it's got enough gold to it, right? Oh dear, let's bring this over onto the lid. You know what I could use? Bummer. I could use my Dalton. I might actually go over this with a little bit of that so I can show you. So in case you have this palette and you don't like a shimmery inner corner, go in with a little bit of this. And since this one doesn't have any shimmer, it just has a little perfecting power and brightening power. It will just brighten the inner corner and add a little glow without adding texture. Yep, that's the better choice there. Okay, all right, so here is the finished look. We didn't have any Gracie interruptions today. I know many of you have been so sweet. You're like, we don't mind, we like the Gracie interruptions, but I hope that you enjoyed this. As always, check the description box down below, or if you're watching on TV, go back on your computer and pull up this video. You'll have links to all of the products down below. Thank you so much for being here, and stay tuned. Make sure you are checking the community tab here on YouTube, or if you are following me on Instagram, I'm going to be doing a Q&A very soon, and I want to hear all of the questions that you have for me. So watch out for that coming soon, a post, and I'll probably do a stories, Instagram stories, asking for your questions. So start thinking about things that you would like to know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.